The Lamont family's KOORINGAL stud at Wagga Wagga in southwestern New South Wales continues to grow its stallion band, and the greatest success this year has come from their young sire Prized Icon, who early on in his career has sired champion filly Tropical Squall.
Carter and Kayla Nisbet have won the country championship final.
KOORINGAL stud is one of my favourite places in New South Wales, just a beautiful property, and the stallions are doing so well for you. We'll talk about each one individually, but heading into spring off the back of the results so far, particularly Prized Icon, Merchant Navy and the Brothers War, there's so much to look forward to.
Yeah, it's fantastic, Caroline, and thank you for coming down again. It's always a pleasure to have you, and yeah, we've had a huge autumn and we're thrilled with the results that have been happening on the track.
If we look at Prized Icon, you know, reminding people what a great racehorse he was, the Fernhill Champagne, VRC Derby, placed in Australian Guineas, Chipping Norton Spring Champion, ran vet. I mean, an elite racehorse, but what a filly he had in Tropical Squall, winning the flight, so the best of her generation, in Sydney in that spring, and then, of course, this year, the Surround Stakes. An incredible result.
Yeah, it's extraordinary, and, you know, I was really pleased to breed that filly, and yeah, it's been such a success for the farm and for KOORINGAL, now the owners.
He's the sort of horse being a Derby winner, and he was out as a Group 1 winning 2-year-old, but as a Derby winner, you expect these horses are going to improve, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely, and they are getting better as they get older and maturing, and over a trip as well, so they're winning up to 2,000 metres at the moment and possibly further yet.
And it's Montgomery off and gone. Easy work for Montgomery.
And a lot of really exciting younger horses. Montgomery is a nice horse for John Thompson. Magicon won on the same day. And we filmed Magicon with a drone actually being born. So it's so nice to come back, you know, a couple of years later and see the foal being a winner on the track.
Yeah, that's it. And he looks a very smart horse. He put a couple of wins together. Unlucky to get beaten there and ran third in town the following start, so should be a pretty big spring for him.
And Merchant Navy, now you've had him here for a little while. Of course, we know a Coolmore Stud Stakes winner, the excitement of winning the Diamond Jubilee at Royal Ascot. Royal Merchants won the Goodwood, Cotty the Tats Mile, and of course Steel City won the Magic Night Stakes last year. So he's such an underrated stallion, this gorgeous son of Fastnet Rock, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and we're looking forward to his first foals this spring for us, and yeah, he's doing a fantastic job on the track at the moment.
Yeah, he's an interesting powerhouse of a horse, isn't he? I mean, he has that Fastnet Rock, that bulk about him, but obviously that incredible turn of foot as a 2- and 3-year-old.
He certainly did. He was a world-class racehorse, but they're actually looking better as they're getting older and over a trip as well. He's had winners last month from 1,000 metres to 2,400 metres, and they're just he had 19 winners back in June and 7 winners this week, so he's really flying.
Being by Fastnet Rock, that's what they do too, don't they? And we watched, you know, everyone thinking, where are the 2-year-old Fastnet Rocks? But then they came out and they won all those great sprint races and over distances too. So he's very much in the mould of his sire.
100%, and he is very much in the mould of his sire, and he's doing a fantastic job. So very underrated, as you said.
And Finance Tycoon, I mean, you know, you talk on your website that you have this great variety of stallions and types and pedigrees. And of course, he won a Maribyrnong and a Zedidid by the champion sire, Written Tycoon. That blood is just gold. And he has his first yearlings just coming through as well. But he's interesting as a leggy sort of a type. So again, suits perhaps a slightly different sort of mare than a Merchant Navy, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he is a big, tall horse, but he's not getting huge stock. Like they're not too big, which is nice. But I've got quite a few foals on the ground by him. He wasn't with us in his first season, but a lot of mares came in foal with him. And there's some really promising types amongst them, so I'm thrilled with them.
Sandbar, the outside, takes the lead, and Sandbar...
And I really enjoyed seeing Sandbar here. I mean, he's by the 4-time champion Australian sire in Snitzel. He's a half-brother to the Golden Slipper winner in Farnan, but he's more of a Snitzel type, isn't he? I mean, he's really quite a compact, really, you know, sprinty-looking son of Snitzel.
Yeah, he is, absolutely, and that's what I mean by there's a bit of variety for everyone. he's just going to suit a lot of mares. I like stallions that are not too big, not too heavy, and he's that. And what we're seeing from his foal's so athletic, and we've got some really nice rising 2-year-olds coming through.
And finally, the Brothers War. I mean, it was always an interesting pedigree, being by Warfront, of course, the Danzig line. He's from a Sadler's Wells mare. He's had the dual stakes winner Ancestry. Bandy's Boy won the Star Kingdom this year, and such a great thrill for the farm with Asgarda winning the country championships final. This is what he is. He's the sort of stallion you can breed to, and he's not an expensive stallion, but boy, the results on the track are great, particularly for local breeders and people that want to breed to race.
Yeah, the Brothers War's been fantastic. He never gets many mares. His biggest crop of mares has been 34 mares to him, so he's always only covering 10 or 15 mares, and he's getting good results on the track. He had 2 runners in the country championship final. We got the win with Asgarda. Like, it's just been such a thrill, and they can all gallop and all put together a lot of prize money. He's averaging over 100,000 more than his service fee on the track per starter, so he's doing a great job.
And yourself and Jenna and the kids living here, and Richie you're in partnership with, your brother as well, taking over, I guess, from Stuart and Penny, who's set KOORINGAL Stud up for such success over the years. It's really important, isn't it, to have this generational, operation within the Australian breeding industry, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's it, and it's been beautifully established by my father and my grandfather before him, and we're really lucky to have such a beautiful property here, 3,500 acres. It's all double fenced with tree lines and beautifully set up for horses. So, we're very lucky to be going forward and improving our bloodlines and improving runners on the track. There's been a lot of fantastic horses bred here in the past, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty more in the future.